Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope you guys are having an amazing end to your week. Thank you guys so much for being here as we wrap up another week of broadcasts here on 412 Productions. Jump into chat wherever you're watching. Give you all a bunch of shout outs, and then we'll get this started here in about 5 minutes at the top of the 4 o'clock hour officially. We'll start on D Live in the mosh pit as usual, where I see Light Our Souls, Q-Boys, Lucy Anders. What's up, guys? Good to be with you all over there. Shout out to our friends on Rumble. And right now, it's just our super mod, Jo Elaine, holding it down over there by herself. Someone go keep Jo Elaine company over there, would you? Hit that thumbs up button, too, while you're over there. Shout out to the Cloud Hub, Twitter, Odyssey viewers. Good to be with you all as well. And of course, we are in the comfy bunker on pilled.net, the home of free speech and the only place to watch hour number 2 of this broadcast. That's right. We go exclusively to pilled.net for the 5 o'clock hour. So those of you guys watching on our other platforms, find your way over to Pilled and find us over at 412 Productions. Make sure you know how to get there. Let's see who's all hanging out with us on Pilled today, because that is where the fam hangs out. I see Lance Lightsphere. What's up, my friend? Lyle and Jenny, Packers 412. Great to see you. Due diligence in the house. How you doing, Floyd? Thank you for the cookie. A Fajita Friday cookie, to be specific. Appreciate that very much, as always, my friend. We got Patriot 714 in the house. And Delia checking in from Arizona. What the hell's going on in Arizona, Delia? Your AG is going all lawfare. Crazy shit. Jo Elaine holding it down on Pilled as well. Appreciate it. Floyd with another cookie and a YouTube link. I wonder what this could be. Let's see what we got here. The hood goes full MAGA, Benny Johnson video. All right, we'll have to check that out. Definitely have to check that out. Thank you, Floyd, as always. Hey, there's Curious One. What's up, Jenny? We didn't go, so we'll call in tomorrow. I look forward to that. I look forward to that very much. Yeah, we will be doing the Saturday morning chat at 10 a.m., taking your calls and playing some music. So definitely love to hear from you guys. Pip's mom checking in from across the pond in Wales, UK. Good to see you, Pip. Shout out to all of our Patriots abroad. R. Harold, General Buford out there as well. There's Laura Y repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. D. Richard in the house. Barb Robbins, good to see you. And who else is out there? Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. I hope you're well. Snow Bunny 68, good to see you as well. Water Wizard says, Pecker, if you haven't heard today. I have not heard much of anything today. I'm not going to lie. It's been absolutely gorgeous. I've spent a lot of time outside today. Fazik in the house. Water Wizard. I said hi to you already, but good to see you anyway. Pensider checking in from across the pond as well. Welcome. Florida Mimi. Best Nani ever. Eagle Freedom. Floyd Jammer in the house. Good to see Jenna Seppi out there as well. Tweety 52. A from PA. Good to see you. Mad Joker. Best Nani ever. And Kim Ha. I'm saying some of these names twice today. I'm off my game. The Diligent in the house. What's going on? Glass Wanda, Mama Patriot 79. Jeff Den checking in from north of the border. Good to see our Canadian friends popping in. Stevis 66. Joshua Tree 321 in the house. Alan Wrench, cheers. Thank you for the can. Canada, eh? Good to see you. Dig one deeper into bushes. M1911 Zoom. Luann V says, cheers for a great weekend. Right on. Thank you for the can, Luann. Appreciate that. Adel, you look like my son with the new hair. Love it. You remind me of him all the time. Right on. I love that. Yeah, just got the wig busted today. Just Josie, good to see you. Dread Quarters, Range Pony, Jenker 2, Flawless in USA, Filtered Dog 1. I got your text, man. Sorry I didn't respond. But that's all good. That should work just as well. The Diligent, CK Whitehorse in the house as well. Tivelius out there, Don Ritchie 17, and CDU Calamero, Mountain Lace, Patriot Drummer, Pam M, Thumper Rose, Henry 4570, Timar, and Norm, Hang Ten Alien Surfer out there as well. There's Rise Attire. Good to see you, Rise. Hope all is well in the world of Rise Attire USA.com. Mix Picks. What's going on? Yeah, right. Not my AG. Abe won that race. No kidding. Mikey Baseball, good to see you. Harley Quinn, thank you for the cookie. Appreciate that so much. Sergeant Sparky, Old Salty Dog. Hey, there's the gray man. Raven 2000, satire for retards. That's a new one. Good to see you out there. Water Wizard, thank you for the cookie. Chops, ITMC, Sig your Dragon Slayer, Oz, Stoneburner out there as well. And Too Quick in the house. Zorton PR, thank you for the cookie. Mike Q. Kelly, welcome. And Dave 75, Raven 2000, Crockett Man 92, Team Visine in the house. All right, I'm running out of time. No, I'm out of time. It's already 4:01. Holy crap, that went quick today. Wisconsin on, good to see you. And well, it looks like we're going to have to cut it short a little bit. Rabbit Hole, Born Deplorable, Trick Pony, The Watcher 222 in the house. What's up, Persnick? Good to see you as well. All right, got to get this started. We'll be right back.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all. I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall. We're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong, stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production. Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adol Nero is the power that's controlling the flight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they can find. They're just slaves in the system till the roles are assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative that's feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replacing with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only incentivized to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful. Then you're gone. But not us. We're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right, knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
I Okay.
That's all right. Perfect. In the
What's
middle of
up,
the
everybody? Happy Friday. Thank you guys for being here to wrap up another week of broadcast on 412 Productions. My name is Adel Nero. It is April 26, 2024. We've got a hell of a panel for you guys today. I got my OG crew, Drunk Pinata and Tennessee Homesteader. Also riding shotgun with us today is the lovely Maxinon from the Rise Attire Tribe. Max, how we doing? It's great to have you back.
Yeah, doing good. I had the pleasure of witnessing the last, I don't know, 45 minutes of Pinata's show. So I'm a little bit pissed off and ready to go. I feel like I have some kind of mental imbalance right now. But I've been following the trials closely, so I already knew the inverse of everything I just heard. So yeah, I think it should be interesting, and it's Friday afternoon, so I'm sure that the stories of the week have had their culmination or their distractions by 4 o'clock today. So we'll see where we are with things. Got some exciting stuff to announce later on for Rise. So yeah, excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you, Max. Thank you for joining today. We also got my good friend Tennessee Homesteader, TN. Good to have you back in the swing of things as well. How was your little break, your little time off there last few days?
busy, but well worth it. Needed the time away, and yeah, pretty interesting stuff going on. Of course, you caught us in the middle of trying to convince Max that pregnancy is not painful.
Yeah, all these guys telling me that childbirth, you don't even feel it. Just ask
You
the
don't
guys;
feel it.
they don't feel a thing.
That's what my brother said when his wife had her two kids. He didn't feel it.
Exactly. You didn't feel it.
Now, they are not telling me that for any reason. There is no news. There is nothing to announce yet. And
No,
if there was, I would announce it here for sure. But none of that.
No,
False
no,
alarm.
no. No, we're not going to tell the truth now. So no, it's all good. I've been doing a little bit of trolling some of the numbnuts out there. Trump posted a stock price of DJT, right, at 42.54, which is kind of interesting because it ties to a Q drop it's about the virus or about the election. Kind of interesting. But I don't know if that was the intent. But then you're watching the comments of these numbnuts that are going, you're so happy about that. You like that it's crashed. I remember when it was 79. The freaking thing is never at 79.
When
Ever.
it was DWAC or whatever it was called, it was up over 100 for a while.
But that's not DJT.
Yeah, exactly.
That's DJT. That was different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was different. So that's before the IPO. So it's at the IPO. The day after the IPO was 26th. The 27th, it was at $62 or something, $69 something. But anyways, it just cracks me up that these people are just numbnuts.
Yeah, no, they absolutely anything to throw a little bit of shade. They do. It's pretty pathetic. But
yeah, and then one of them posted an image of the different price because different point in time, but with the doctored image of Trump, the one that shows him golfing and there was AI, it was real fat belly and stuff. It wasn't his.
Yeah.
So it's really hilarious to watch these people come out of the woodwork because they got nothing else. They have nothing else.
Yeah, it's desperate times on the left right now. There's some interesting things we'll get into. Also, some polls that are showing the trend. And Tien, you had shared an interesting video as well that we'll get into. Plus, Floyd put one in the chat as a gold pill donation that looks like it kind of almost runs in line, Tien, with what your video was showing too. So we'll get to that. The demographics are shifting. The support in former Democrat like strongholds as far as certain demographics is fading big time. Different areas. We're going to go over a new poll in New York. Trump, I mean, he's not winning in New York, but he's slowly creeping into the margin of error on these polls. I mean, he's getting closer and closer to the point where some of these former Democrat strongholds aren't just guaranteed going blue. I don't think the way that
I
they've
don't think so either. Like I said, the silent majority this go around is not on the right.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And we still got, like I said, I say this all the time as we creep closer and closer, but there's still a solid 6.5 months before we actually go vote. There's a lot of time to bring more and more of these people um, over to the right, and hopefully, really blow this next election out of the water. Well, as
They
much
may
as
not go to the right, but they definitely will be going pro-Trump, which is, that sounds like semantics, but I mean in
I know
the
what you're
whole
saying.
aspect, right?
Yeah, I get
Because
that.
I mean, when you see him going into a bodega in Queens, and you have them going out there in Harlem, and you have them going out there in downtown, and with the construction workers at 6:30 in the morning, and he's mobbed, right?
Yeah,
He's mobbed wherever he goes. He's mobbed. I mean, in a good sense, right?
yeah.
So it's like, and Trump, I mean, Biden can't go out to his front door without he's mobbed by the neighborhood cats. All looking for the sand pile on him.
um, all right.
Anyways, I'm
No,
waiting for
sorry, I'm just laughing because poor Rise is in the audience. Like, guys, she's not pregnant. It's
yeah, sure. The next thing that comes out of their campaign is the baby on board with the arrow pointing to the belly.
yeah, right. All right, let's.
Not yet, not yet. I promise. When that happens, you will all hear about it for sure. But not. I swear, not yet.
They
Stop
start
lying.
putting
Stop lying.
when they start making a line of like baby onesies on Rise, we'll know something's up. All right, let's get a drunk.
Talk to
can't-
me
you
the
can't-
day after the election. All right, we'll see how things go the day after the election. We'll talk.
I can't wait for the Rise attire bunny suit.
Yeah, right. Let's go to drug pinata. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Outside of all my sinus issues today, but doing all right.
All good, man. How is thinking logically? Anything we should know about? Any trends? Any video clips you want to kick us off with?
The most important thing I covered today was actually the article that I did at the end. It's about 10 minutes, but it's worth going over for the broader audience. But of course, I don't want to repeat everything because a lot of people here already just heard me read it. But I can give like a general overview. Maybe that would be better.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to give us like a, I don't know, 20,000 foot view of what you covered.
Okay. So here's the article itself. It was on Julie Kelly's Substack. It was a guest article written by this lawyer, a defense attorney, who went through the actual indictment and parsed out the wording that was being used in the indictment versus what's in the statute versus what the actual facts are in regards to the Trump organization versus the Trump irrevocable trust versus where the money was paid, why, and so the language matters here. And so they're saying that he's charged under this New York's public law and under these two specific statutes, and they're guilty of falsifying business records when the intent to defraud or makes or causes false entry in the business records of an enterprise. Trump's alleged wrongful conduct arose from working with his former attorney, Michael Cohen, to pay hush money to Stormy Daniels. District Attorney's Alvin Bragg argument for Trump's guilt is as follows. Trump caused the records pertaining to the hush money payment, for example, invoices, checks, ledgers, etc., which were falsely marked as legal payment, to be maintained in the Trump organization's business records. Thus, he made false entries into the Trump organization's business records. Trump defense, by contrast, argues that the records at issue were not business records of the organization because, for number one, Trump's payments to Cohen were made from personal or trust accounts and hence have involved private records. And the records, number two, the records were, unlike the accounting books, not held to reflect the organization's condition or activity, and accordingly did not constitute business records under the statute. So think about the BS case, civil case with the civil fraud trial. They're saying that you provided official books, you cooked those books, those are official records. So what is going on here is that Bragg is alleging that those records are the official records. But in this particular case, Trump's attorneys they're saying no, this is not part of the Trump organization. That you're not going to see these. They're separate books. But then Merchan, of course, being the in the bag for the Democrats and the system as he is, sided with Bragg, saying, according to Merchan, the fact that Trump's checking records were personal and not the books and records of the boss of the business entry is of no legal consequence. Now, I don't know how you can say that or listen to that with a straight face. Merchan reasoned that the Trump and Trump organization are intertwined to such a degree that is of no legal relevance that Trump made payments from his personal funds. So keep this in mind. He paid personal funds. All right. Merchan suggested that Trump's personal records became organization records once they were scanned into the corporate record system. So whether Cohen's invoices and Trump's checking documents became Trump organization records, in my judgment, is of little significance as to whether Trump violated the statute. There's a much clearer answer as to why Trump is innocent of the charges. And as he gets into the wording specifically and the words entry and the business records. So you have added things and you have things intended where you intend to falsify. And so what the statute that they're using is that you, after the fact, falsified something, not that it was caused to be entered, or in this particular case. Let me just go ahead and put the article out for everybody to read it. Or you can listen to the last 10 minutes of my show today if you want to hear the whole thing of me and my annotations with it. But the thing that I want to convey with it is that it's a very, very well done legal argument as to why they don't even have the first charge. This whole, you could say very basically that he paid a lawyer and called it legal expenses. There's no crime there. You didn't violate anything. But then there's also the fact that very technically it was being misapplied as well.
Let me ask you this, Pinata. Do you think that sounds like something that the jury is going to understand? Like, if we picture a biased jury, are they going to care? Or like, does this sound
this is very important that his lawyers need to articulate this as far as this is concerned, because this is the technical part of the first charge. This actually shows to the letter of the law. This is not the same thing. Now, they're also going to be making the broader argument that he paid a lawyer, like the high level view. He's going to say he paid a lawyer. His lawyer gave him an invoice for a retainer agreement, and he paid it. And he paid it with personal funds. It wasn't part of the Trump organization, meaning that in terms of the business finance, it's not part of the business. But the judge ruled in Bragg's favor, saying that, oh, well, they're just so it's Donald Trump has the name Trump and the Trump organization has the name Trump. So therefore, they must be the same thing. That's the kind of very kindergarten level of association that he tried to make of an argument, just saying, yeah, it's the same thing. Okay, but is it? But legally, it's not.
Not even legally. It's an aspect of two separate checking accounts, two separate responsibilities.
Yep.
If he paid, and one's his personal attorney, the other one's a corporate attorney.
Yep. So, like I said, it was a very good breakdown of the very technical aspects of how they don't even have the first charge. And something else I was musing on today was that they've been focusing so much on saying that they've already proven this first charge and that they just needed to find the intent for the second one. They don't even have the first one. And I think they've been purposely trying to say that they have the first one just because it's like, I said so therefore. That's kind of the way they've been going with this, is that he committed false entries, but he didn't. And so I think right now they're trying to really make the point where he actually did this second thing of a conspiracy by one or more, by two or more people to unlawfully influence or support a candidate. But again, that's not even federal elections; it's for state elections in New York. So they're trying to prove that that one has been done in order for them to say the intent for these business records was the one. So I'm saying is that they've been alleging that they have proof because of the checks and these invoices of the first one, but they don't have that. I believe based on this article, this breakdown, they're trying to do it in reverse. They're saying publicly that they have everything dead to rights with these documents, but they don't. And then, but now they're trying to, because they have both of them. So both misdemeanors, both outside of statute of limitations, both not associated with each other, that you cannot use one to use the other. So they have to use the election thing to say that it was the intent in order to the bookkeeping thing. I think they're trying to, they're doing it in reverse. I think that what they've been stating publicly and what they're trying to do in court is reversed.
Interesting. That'll be curious. I wish like hell we actually had like a streaming of the trial itself so we could see this stuff being argued and debated in the courtroom and get a feel for, how well Trump's defense is doing at articulating these things to the jury. But no, that's good. That's a good breakdown, Pinata. And
yeah.
And thanks again to everyone participating yesterday. So we had a I don't even know if you can call it a cookie fight. It was a cookie World War III. We
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was 282 cookies.
Wow, good.
I had to put it in the Excel spreadsheet.
That's fantastic.
To figure it out.
That's fantastic. Yeah,
thanks again everyone out there for that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and probably why my voice is all messed up, by the way, but that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you guys all for being here. Hey, what's up, P2P podcast in the house, checking in. Good to see you, man. But yeah, thank you guys all for being here on the panel today. We're gonna have some fun wrapping up the week and live chat. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in as well. Make sure you hit that red pill button if you haven't already done so. Make sure you repost the show, hit the thumbs up, share the links wherever you're watching. And yeah, let's take care of our sponsors, and then we'll jump into whatever it is we're jumping into, starting with our friends up in Montana, earthgardenbotanicals.com, run by Jolene. She's fantastic. She's an herbalist and a health coach. She makes these wellness products up there, and they are top notch. The white pine needle extract is the latest in the wonderful line of products here. Really good for detoxing your body. I always like to promote this with the elderberry tonic because I feel like it's a good combo to get over a cold quickly. If you feel something coming on, the white pine needle extract is a good detox. The elderberry tonic is known to boost the immune system. So betwixt the two, I feel you can really nip it in the bud if you feel something coming on. Amazing hemp and CBD products. If you're into hemp and CBD products, you got to check these out. All the ingredients for them are locally and organically grown. Like the CBD oil tinctures coming in amazing flavors like orange ginger bergamot, huckleberry, cinnamon bliss, peppermint, and cherry. Even the unflavored is very, very good because the product is so pure and clean. You have CBD oil for pets, Delta 8 R&R nighttime gummies to help you get a good night's sleep, and the topical cream for your sore joints and muscles. It's an arnica salve. You can get that with or without CBD infused. Then you have your fire cider, which it sounds like Pinata could use a sip of right now. Really great for clearing your sinuses. If you're getting all stuffed up because of allergy season, this can offer some quick and easy relief, clearing you up big time. There's a bunch of teas I mentioned. I didn't mention the sunshine and pine needle tea, but you got the sunshine and pine needle tea, which is more of a sipping version of the pine needle extract. And then you have a bunch of other tea blends here to choose from as well if you're a tea drinker. So go check those out. And of course, the critter juice as well, the all natural insect repellent made to keep the mosquitoes and bugs off you this summer. Stuff works amazing. I swear by it. It smells good. You don't even realize you're wearing it shortly after applying it, which is great. It's just a wonderful product. All these products are, like I said, extremely high quality, made with love from a wonderful, wonderful patriot. Again, Jolene runs this company, and she loves you guys. She absolutely adores this community. So go check out the website, earthgardenbotanicals.com. Promo code 412 gets you 10% off your order. So load up a cart and use the promo code. Also, we have our friends at diamondsoapco.com. We love Diamond Soap Co. They are an America First company. Every which way you look at it, veteran and family owned and operated. Diamond Soap Co. makes all of their soaps and body butters handmade here in the United States using organic, all natural ingredients, which, I mean, the scents are unbelievable. These things make the entire bathroom smell so good. All of them. My favorites are the Kentucky Bourbon and the Bonfire. I've used almost every flavor they have here, and I've yet to find one I didn't appreciate. But there's a lot of options. I mentioned the Kentucky bourbon and the bonfire, but you have things like cedar amber, sweet almond. The green tea cucumber is super bright and refreshing. There's an island escape that's very tropical smelling. I love that. Frankincense and myrrh, that one was inspired by our friend Lightspear out there. And then you have the Plumeria inspired by Tien Homesteader. So if you're into one of those more floral scents, go with the Plumeria. You got lemongrass, classic clean, sounds just like you would, or smells just like you think it would. Although that one seems to be sold out. You guys are doing a number on their inventory, which is great. Get yourself a t-shirt if you want to rep the brand. You got men and women's t-shirts, hoodies, all kind of great stuff here at diamondsoapco.com. Promo code 412 gets you 17% off your order. And this is just a fantastic way to vote with your dollar and support the parallel economy rather than buying soaps or body butters from Johnson and Johnson or Procter and Gamble. You get them from an America First small business like Diamond Soap Co. Again, promo code 412 for 17% off your order. Go load up a cart. Get some for your friends and family. They make awesome gifts. Awesome bar of soap for someone you care about. It's a thoughtful little gift that everybody appreciates. So go and take care of our America First sponsors. Ophelia's Flowers hooking us up with a $10 Rumble rant. Says, I love Jolene's CBD oil. It really helps my joints. Awesome to hear that. Yeah, her CBD oil is absolutely fantastic. And it tastes so good too. I've had a bunch of CBD oils that I thought tasted kind of bad. Jolene's tastes really, really good. The flavors are really good. I even like the unflavored one a lot. Like I said when I was reading the ad, I really like the unflavored one too. Also, I'll say some thank yous here as well. Harley Quinn, Water Wizard, Zorton PR, thank you guys for the cookies. Boys Blanc says the union for the studio audience has paid me for my birthday day off. LOL. That's right. It was your birthday yesterday, Boys Blanc. Big happy birthday, belated happy birthday to Boys Blanc. I hope you had an amazing day, Boys Blanc. And Brew Bark says happy birthday, Melania. Yeah, today is Melania Trump's birthday. So lots of birthday celebrations. But Boys Blanc, happy birthday. I hope it was awesome. And yeah, happy birthday to Melania Trump as well. Very cool. All right, let me fix the chat on the screen. There we go. Yeah, and again, guys, hit that red pill and please repost the show. All right, so we'll start with some of the stuff from the Trump trial. Trump hush money witness admits inconsistencies in testimony, FBI report. So a major witness in former President Donald Trump's so-called hush money trial admitted to inconsistencies in his previous testimony and suggested that a related FBI report could be wrong. Former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker, who has testified in the case this week, was questioned by Trump attorney Emil Bove about statements he made to federal prosecutors in 2018 that the defense lawyers said were inconsistent with the former publisher's testimony earlier this week. The Trump team pointed out discrepancy between Mr. Pecker's testimony this week and 2018 FBI interview. This week, the witness testified President Trump thanked him for handling two stories in a 2017 meeting at the Trump Tower. However, defense attorney said that, quote, Trump did not express any gratitude to Mr. Pecker and AMI during his 2018 FBI interview. Mr. Pecker said that the FBI notes may be inconsistent with his testimony, while Mr. Vogue pointed out an error in Mr. Pecker's testimony about mistaking the year of a third-party agreement relating to a deal with former model Karen McDougal. According to notes cited by Mr. Bove in court, Mr. Pecker had previously said that former president did not express any gratitude to him during the meeting. Mr. Bove asked, quote, so you can't reconcile what you said yesterday is inconsistent with this report. Are you suggesting the FBI made a mistake here? But Mr. Pecker stuck to the story that he gave in the court. Quote, the FBI notes that someone is writing down here could be wrong, he said, adding, I know what the truth is. I can't state why this was written here. Quote,
I can.
What?
I know why it was written there.
Go ahead.
This goes back to the FBI raiding Cohen in 2018. in July, and then they arraigned him again, charged him in August. That's the same sequence I've been bringing up for the past 2 weeks. They got the whole reason that the FBI was going after him was that they were still going after him because they knew that the Mueller report was about to fail. So this was the next thing that was going to be lined up. But when Barr got in there in 2019, he squashed it. And this is why you see them have to pick up with the Ukraine thing and the Ukraine phone call after that, because they were going to run with this, but they didn't because Barr figured out what they were doing. And this is where the
Ah,
whole thing, it's like, oh, he was politically, was the prosecution politically motivated? And ultimately Barr said no, only because the payment itself was not an actual campaign finance law, but they got him to plead that way because that was they were able to continue the investigation, which is why in this FBI notes they're saying this, because they're trying to tie the larger scheme, the one that we're seeing now, where they're saying it's a criminal conspiracy to influence the election involving the catch and kill agreement with Pecker, Cohen, and Trump. So this is why they're saying that, because they were trying to falsely put that kind of association in there that, oh, Trump was correct, because they were going after Trump after they went after Cohen, and Barr stopped it. And all this is a continuation of that same gay op is what that is, and that is why it's different.
ah. No, that all makes a lot of sense. And you guys in the chat are cracking me up with the someone said if my name were Pecker, I sure would change it. And somebody else, some Quilton on said Mr. Pecker with a sticker of Big Mike coming down the stairs.
Yeah,
Adjusting
yeah.
his
Michelle Obama keeps seeing Pecker in the news. She's like, "Oh my God, everyone found out." Oh.
She's freaking out. I know what I testified to yesterday. I know what I remember. Going back to 2018, I didn't recall what I was saying here is that there's the FBI investigation. I know what I said yesterday, but the FBI interviews made a mistake, he added. Also, Friday, Mr. Bove walked Mr. Pecker through his testimony yesterday, highlighting discrepancies of detail. He had said that President Trump never thanked him for the deal with the doorman, but Mr. Pecker also had said, President Trump said, I want to thank you for the doorman situation. After questions about Mr. Pecker's FBI interview, I can't help it, guys. His name is Mr. Pecker. It's hilarious. I know it's ridiculous, but anyway, FBI's interview, Mr. Bove brought up an agreement his company AMI reached with the federal government in September 2018. It admitted to paying Miss McDougal to not speak about the alleged affair, which the former president denies, and agreed to cooperate with investigators in exchange for the government agreeing not to prosecute his company. Mr. Pecker said Thursday in court that AMI admitted to one campaign finance violation. Quote, that was another mistake, correct? Mr. Bove asked, having Mr. Pecker confirm that the agreement made no mention of campaign finance. Meanwhile, Mr. Pecker affirmed that during the 2015 Trump Tower meeting that prosecutors allege was the beginning of a conspiracy, the concept of catch and kill was not discussed. The day before, he had told defense attorneys that this was not a term in his lexicon, and the first he heard it was when one of the Manhattan prosecutors used it. He confirmed for the defense that over the decades, his publication have used hundreds of thousands of such contracts, and it's standard for these contracts to afford the publication rights to this story for years. There was no discussion at Trump Tower meeting of any financial dimension, such as the National Enquirer paying people on President Trump's behalf for the rights to their stories, Mr. Pecker said. Prosecutors have alleged otherwise. Let's see how long this goes. This goes on for a little bit longer. There was also no discussion. However, Mr. Pecker has testified that he came up with a plan with the former president and then Trump attorney Michael Cohen in August 2015 for the National Enquirer to help the former president's presidential campaign in 2016, which prosecutors say is tantamount to election interference. In the case, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee faces 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in connection with hush money payments meant to stifle negative stories from surfacing in the final days of the 2016 campaign. President Trump denies any wrongdoing and has pleaded not guilty. I'll leave this here because it looks like it just gets into more background as we go. But you can see the defense basically trying to point out and poke holes into the consistency of Mr. Pecker and his story here to I think sink the credit.
One of the bigger takeaways from the cross examination was Pecker talking about other times he's done this to other celebrities. And
Mhm.
that's a big part of it because I mean, you're saying that, and that he's had a relationship with Trump for 17 years, nearly 2 decades of also doing this, looking on the looking out for these kinds of things and alerting Trump to them. So this is not, so this is what it's not just about the campaign, which on its face, just the fact that it's not just about the campaign. If he was not a celebrity before this, they would have a harder time, which is why you had a more problem with Edwards and others that previously, right? But this, he was already friends with the guy. It's not like it was he reached out to a stranger to do this, and they've been already been had essentially an arrangement for years beyond predating the campaign.
The other big question is it even illegal?
No,
That's what
it's
I
not.
was saying.
It's
Like
not.
they're
None of it is illegal.
planning.
They keep saying criminal
Exactly.
Yeah,
conspiracy to confuse people because it's
yeah.
not a conspiracy,
And
and
he's
what they
not
did was
charged with
not unlawful.
conspiracy. Yep, they never used the word conspiracy in. And I did hear in the opening statements that Trump's lawyers, reminded the jury that the prosecution has continued and will continue to use the word conspiracy and scheme, and neither of them are illegal. And I bet the judge won't let them say things like every politician has done this since the beginning of time to influence their election. And saying vote for me is also trying to influence an election. And trying to tell other people to vote for you is a conspiracy to influence your election. Like, I
Or
really
or
hope they keep it that simple.
Yeah, they'll make
or
sure it gets
negative
diluted
ads
like
against
that.
your
What you're saying.
or negative ads against your opponent,
Yeah.
right? So any campaign, any promotion, then it's a conspiracy. Doesn't matter what you're promoting.
Right. I mean, let's say you had a messy divorce and your ex-wife could say a bunch of crazy stuff about you, and you pay your lawyer to just seal your divorce records because you're running for office. That's not illegal. That happens all the time. In fact, a lot of people would probably understand that in the jury. So that leads me to believe that Trump's defense probably isn't allowed to say things like that. But and I also think, and I'm not sure, maybe one of you guys knows that there were a couple of objections from the prosecution that I was kind of surprised by, but because, we only have transcripts, I'm guessing, and things get stricken after an objection is sustained. But it sounds to me like Trump's lawyers can't say that they never had an affair and that those allegations were false. They can only talk about them but the prosecution is allowed to say that Trump had an affair and paid her hush money. But they can't say that they were false allegations or a false story. They can just say they paid her to keep her story quiet, but it can't say that it's not true. I could be wrong about that, but that's what it sounded like was sustained in court on the opening statements. And I hope that's not true because, again, that's not illegal. Even if they did have an affair, it's not illegal, but they didn't. And I really hope that this judge isn't saying, that you're not even allowed to defend yourself in that, because that's not what's at issue here. We've just decided we're going to say that you did. Like, I hate it. I
Yeah, I
hate
don't
it.
know.
Considering it's in writing from with her signature that it didn't.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Good, Jim.
no, but even like you said, Max, even if it did happen, and even if he did pay her to keep quiet, I hate the term hush money because it was an NDA, right? So the hush money makes it seedy, and but even given all of that, how is that election interference? It's not at
Yeah,
all.
I don't draw the conclusion. I guess they're saying that the way that he paid her off was a campaign violation or a campaign
Which we know
finance
it's not.
violation. Even though I understand it's not, but the way they're trying to, my understanding of spin it is that he did it, he
Right.
paid her off illegally somehow. So
Yeah.
that's why it's election interference. And
You're right, Adam. That is what they're saying. They're not pretending that all of this stuff. I mean, no, they are pretending that all of these other things that aren't illegal are to confuse the jury, which may be easy to do. I don't know. But the heart of the matter is that they're pretending the way that he paid Michael Cohen and then there's the whole Avenatti angle, and I really do hope that in some ridiculous boomerang surprise witness that the judge will probably never let happen, that Avenatti does come in and testify on Trump's behalf and say, actually, and use the fact that Stormy Daniels owes Trump money for defamation that she lost, and claiming this and that, and you know, that probably should be allowed to be said in court too, but that it's possible that Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels were definitely having an affair, maybe, and that this whole thing was a scheme on their behalf to extort Trump and then use it to get Cohen out of trouble when he really did get caught for a bunch of other frauds that he definitely did commit. So this whole thing is a mess. I don't know.
They need to get an affidavit for Michael Avenatti, but I would not put that lunatic on the stand. Absolutely not. That's just me. I would not trust him for a second. Get his statement in writing, but I would not trust him to go sit there and be cross-examined, and God knows what would come out of his mouth.
Unless he makes a deal with white hats, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe. This is all crazy.
He's such a sleazeball. And then Donald Trump had a tweet. We mentioned Bill Barr earlier, or Pinata did. Now it's a completely different context, but I thought this tweet was absolutely hilarious. So I want to throw this out there. This truth, rather, not a tweet, excuse me. It says, wow, former AG Bill Barr, who let a lot of great people down by not investigating voter fraud in our country, has just endorsed me for president, despite the fact I called him weak, slow-moving, lethargic, gutless, and lazy. Based on the fact that I greatly appreciate his wholehearted endorsement, I'm removing the word lethargic from my statement. Thank you, Bill.
It's so
MAGA.
good.
I mean, the guy just does not, he has not lost his fastball. I give him that. But yeah, so now it's just weak, slow moving, gutless, and lazy, but he's no longer lethargic. So
You know that's comms, right?
what's that?
That was comms. You're only looking at what was left. He deleted that tweet and that truth and then reposted it.
Oh,
Wait, what do you mean?
He
did?
Yeah, that truth. There's two back-to-back truths that he did, and he posted them back to back, and he deleted them back to back. And this was the second of the two. And on the first one, on this one, what he did is he added the second quote. See, after the word lazy?
Yeah. What do you think that addition points to?
That it has to, they go in pairs, and it has to do with justice.
Okay.
Because a single quote is a decimal 39, a double quote is a decimal 34. Okay? 39 is North Dakota. 34 is the alphabetical order of North Dakota. North Dakota is the picture that's in Q Drop 1314, Fort Abraham Lincoln. And the name of that photo is Justice.
I had no idea he posted this twice even.
That's why when you look at Truth Social, you're not going to see that.
Yeah, I just kind of scrolled through and found it.
Right. No. It is funny. And also the fact that he removed the word lethargic, which is pretty interesting because notice what he says. It's, right. It's, there's a SM in there.
Slow moving?
Slow moving.
Right. Slow moving. Right.
Yeah.
What's SM?
SM is 23. It's 32. SM is 1913. That's 32. The first word is 23. A W. 2332. Right? Guess what 32 is? 32 is Minnesota. Minnesota is 1314. 23 is the alphabetical order of Minnesota. That's all comms.
I mean, it's way over my head, but
that's why.
I don't doubt it, though. You know, me too.
No, it's
me too, but hilarious. I don't doubt it. Yeah,
it's hilarious.
The fact that the posting and deleting and reposting
for a quote, for a double quote.
Yeah, when at other times he leaves way more
exactly
egregious errors and typos on there. There's definitely something to it. Again, most of it's over my head, but that's
Yeah. Both of them were on the same day, 424. One was earlier in the day and the other one was later in the day. But it's the same thing. He did the same thing. Add, delete for a single quote and put it back in. Delete for a double quote, put it back in.
right on. But congratulations to Bill Barr. Either way, comms or not, that from his
nobody. I'm saying it this way without showing anything so that nobody else gets it.
No, but I mean, I didn't even know this was posted twice and what was corrected. So that's just interesting in itself. But yeah, anyway, I thought that was really funny. All right, so I want to change gears here because we got about 10 minutes before we switch over exclusively to pilled.net for the second half of the show today. Those of you guys watching anywhere else on the interwebs, please find us at pilled.net at 412 Productions for hour number 2. We have a lot to go over. In the second hour, I got the link in the video description underneath Rumble. I'll also throw it in the chats for you guys. And I'll give you one more reminder before we officially make the switch in about 10 minutes. But I wanted to bring up these protests on these college campuses. You see them in Columbia, you see them in Harvard. They're like pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas, depending on, what news outlet is covering them. And you're starting to see governors in certain states take action. In Texas, he sent like the National Guard or law enforcement to actually break up one of the protests. In Florida, Ron DeSantis is threatening expulsion for any of these students that are participating in them. I'm curious as to what you guys think, because to me this seems like they're getting Republican politicians to turn against the First Amendment, unless I'm missing something here. They're shutting down protests. Now, if they're violent protests, if they're destructive, that's I don't know. I haven't seen the video.
They've been violent and intimidating the other students, particularly Israelis.
I think I also saw that definitely that. And I remember reading a tweet this morning, or maybe seeing it somewhere, that I don't believe, whether it was Florida or I guess it was Florida, maybe it was Texas, doesn't matter. But whoever it was that did it, it wasn't expulsion. It was they'll be trespassed for 3 years. So they will be charged with trespassing and not allowed to trespass again on campus for 3 years. And that includes faculty. And then there was a long list of stuff that you can do. You can hold signs, you can protest, you can say whatever you want to say, you can all these things, but you can't block roadways, you can't prevent others from passing, you can't prevent others from entering buildings or exiting buildings. Like, there was a long list of things you can't do. So it sounds like it could be used by the media or the left or whoever to be like, see, they're against the free speech or whatever. But it's very reasonable. Like, it's very just like, use your First Amendment within the lines of the First Amendment, and you can't infringe on anybody else's rights, and then you're fine. But we're in an upside down world, so whatever.
Yeah, because they've been violent. There was one, the Real Toria posted very early this morning, where they were from Ohio State, Kent State to boot, right? I think it was Kent State, and they were getting violent. They actually clashed with the cops. So
yeah, I mean, if it's violent and they're blocking people from getting to class, they're not.
They're also paid agitators. There's one other.
For sure. They're not. A lot of these people don't even look like they're students. They look like they're way too old to be students. It's completely obvious that this is being organized by outside forces for sure.
Yeah. There's one post that was they had all the organizations listed on the map of the U.S. and the various, and at least 3 of the people that were paid agitators from each of the organizations. There was one organization that was not in every state, but everywhere that they had these type of pop-ups. But we've seen it. It's the new Antifa. It's the new avenue for Antifa, like action.
Yeah, I've heard it also referred to as like the new summer of love, right?
Right.
Like this is like their new summer of love situation. I wish I
Remember what I said. Remember, I told you the guy that burned himself in New York was like the guy in Tunisia that sparked the Arab Spring. And
I
now
agree
we
with you,
have,
Adel, though. I also don't really see how, like, it was obvious, very literally black and white with BLM, that anti-Trump, Trump in power, anti-white, anti-West, all of that. Whereas this is much more complicated. This is much more complicated because there's dichotomies on both sides of this issue. You've got leftist Jews slash donors to these colleges slash Democrats slash progressives, like progressives that are in support of Hamas, but they're pro LGBTQ, but Hamas would murder them. Like, it's all conflicting in itself. I still know that, at least for a fact, I found that these NGOs are funded by Soros. So people have dug, and I believe them, that I wondered if this was maybe a different intelligence agency, maybe it was,
or
something Mossad related or whatever, but no, it's
it
just
doesn't
Soros
have to
again.
be. It
well,
doesn't have
That's
to be.
it's
that's
not
true.
bringing in the brightest people either. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's only 35 seconds long, but this pretty much sums it up for me.
And what would you say is the main goal with tonight's protest?
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here? Palestine will be free! I wish I was more educated. I'm not either.
Oh.
I came from Columbia. I was there at Columbia, and we came down. They said NYU's needed our support. So I came down. I heard there's lots of cops. Some people were saying it was getting dangerous.
She says,
You know what?
she says, I don't. What are they doing? Do we know what they're doing? And her friend says, I don't know. I wish I was more educated. And she goes, I wish I was too. I mean, yeah, there they are.
It's perfect that they have a nose ring.
I know. I'm like looking for a prop to be like, I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on? Like, make sure you put that.
Exactly. It's either to prevent them from rooting or for being led by the nose. Because that's why you put nose rings on. To be led by the nose or to keep you from rooting.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
If you guys ever seen why hogs have the nose ring, it's to keep them from rooting.
What is rooting?
Rooting
is their nose in the.
It's what hogs do. They and in Italy they're trained to find black truffles, which is highly prized.
I see. Yeah.
Right? Which is very expensive, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's why their nose rings are there. Like I said, either that or they're being led. I think the latter is more apropos in this case.
I think so too. Thumper Rose says $70K a year, and she says, "I wish I was educated." That's hilarious, and that's like a discount. That's if you're in state. $70K.
No, I love it, and I
there you
agree.
go. That's lemming galore, right there. Lemming galore. There was a call to come down and protest. What are you protesting? I don't know. Just protest.
I think that the Republicans on Capitol Hill need to shut up, though, because they're not helping. And I think I've heard clips from Holly and others that sometimes seem more America first than others. They're not helping our cause. They're not helping their case. And I think everybody needs to just let the enemy destroy itself right now, because they are. And that clip is so perfect. That's right now, one of the top clips of the year is what are we protesting? I don't know. And that is a mimetic moment that is super memorable and that has gotten way more visibility than any of these actual protests, which is what we want. Let that keep happening.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think the Republicans should be taking especially the ones in the federal, the Congress and anyone in the federal government should take the same approach with this. kind of like with the abortion issues, like, you know what, it's not really our monkey, not really our circus, like we're staying out of it, like let the left tear
All they could really do, if they have to say something when they're asked about it, is put pressure on Biden and say, why hasn't he condemned this yet? Because that's what they would do to Trump. They would say, why hasn't he condemned this? Why hasn't he condemned this? Because he doesn't want to. He can't alienate the super far left side who are already against him. He can't lose another single voter. The election is already in the bag. He can't say anything in support of them because he's got to keep all of his Israel money. Like, there's trapped. He's absolutely trapped. So I think that if anything, the Republicans of all elected offices and candidates should be harping on forcing the president or forcing the fact that he hasn't done or said anything about any of this. That's it.
I'm sure there are good people on both sides.
Yeah.
That he basically said that already, and then they told him to stop talking about it altogether if he's asked about it. He said that.
Fantastic,
So yeah.
All right, guys, we are at the 4:55 mark, which means it is time to break up the show into the second half, which means we are going exclusively over to pill.net for hour number 2. Please come join us over there. I'll put the link again in the D Live and Rumble chats. It's also in the description beneath the Rumble beneath the Rumble stream. So go ahead and click on that link. It'll bring you right on over. If for whatever reason you can't get to those links, it's very easy. Just type pill.net into your browser. You'll see all the live thumbnails, all the channels that are live. Their thumbnails will be displayed either across the top of your screen if you're on mobile, or on the left-hand side of your screen if you're on desktop. We are 412 Productions. Pop on over and hang out with us for hour number 2. We're going to play this little video. We'll come back on the other side. We'll say goodbye officially to our other platforms. We'll read some gold pill chats, and then we'll jump in with a bunch of second half discussion. I've got so much. We're not going to get to it all, but I've got so much stuff. So many different directions we can go here in the second half. But we're gonna have some fun with it. And yeah, let's keep this party going. We'll be back in 60 seconds. I hope to see you guys over in the comfy bunker on pill.net.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family. And if you have any questions at all, please email support@pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on pill.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we're back. Big thank you to everyone who is hopping over from one of the other platforms to hang out with us on pill.net. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you're not going to jump over, no hard feelings. I understand. We will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time for the Saturday morning chat. I'll be taking your phone calls. I'll be playing some music, those beach reggae vibes all morning long. We'll go from 10 a.m. till about 12:30 in the afternoon. And yeah, it'll be a fun way to kick off the weekend. Next week, we do have one special guest. We have Daddy Dragon, or Graham Moore, popping in from over in England on Wednesday. So we will look forward to catching up with Daddy Dragon on Wednesday. So that should be a lot of fun as well. But for now, it is time to say goodbye to Rumble, D Live, Cloud Hub, Odyssey, and Twitter. So again, hop on over to pill.net, find us at 412 Productions, and thank you, those of you who aren't going to be tuning in, thank you so much for hanging out with us for the first hour.